The U.S. economy is still growing pretty slow.
Correct.
You've been pretty critical of the U.S. business environment in the past. How do you rate it now?
My biggest criticism has been from the standpoint of the legislation, bureaucracy that creates trouble for us to invest, and also from the standpoint of what is it going to be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now? From a business perspective, we do not work on month-to-month changes. I mean, so if you do a deal for 30 days and then you come back 30 days later, all that does is it causes problems for us, what we're going to do. So we look for other places to invest. The environment today is better. We're not growing very fast. It's a steady growth. It's a function that we as a country, and probably many other countries, have lived beyond our means for too long. And so now we're having to pay the consequences. But the problem is a lot of people want to figure out, where's the painless? How do you deal with this painlessly? You can't deal with this thing with pain. You're going to have some pain. All of us are going to have pain from top to bottom. So from my perspective today, I think the ball's being moved forward a little bit. Businesses are more optimistic, so we are making investments. You could see that. But our concern today is we've got to figure out how to cut back regulation so it's not in our way all the time, and also to have a roadmap from a taxation, from any type of structure you want from a government. What are the rules? I want the rules laid out for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And I know they have to be altered a little bit, but you got to have a roadmap. Another example right now, the problem in Europe. The CEOs in Europe right now are sitting down with the EU talking about European Union. You have put so much regulation in place right now in Europe that what's happened is they can't grow anymore. And the European Union CEOs are saying, we need to get rid of these. And the European Union bureaucrats are shocked. Yeah. Shocked. Well, you're hurting us. We can't grow. We can't invest. And so I've been very critical because I think that they don't understand what it takes to invest. And I think that we as a nation right now are sitting at a cusp of once again being a very strong global player, and we can beat China on a global basis. There's no reason why we should just roll over and say we can't, because we can as a nation, in my opinion.
What are the elements of how to do that?
The elements of how to do that are as follows. I think, you play to your strengths. And in this strength, entrepreneurship, education, the natural resources we have as a nation are unique. Logistics are unique. So you play to your strength. You don't play to putting, more bureaucracy or more regulations in play. You put in makes what sense, and you try to help this country grow and invest for the long term. The government of China has done that for years and years and years. Maybe they went too far and they've created a lot of, environmental issues and things like that. But we as a nation have one unique thing. Our people have historically been hardworking. We're smart. We want to get an education, and we're very innovative. We do not follow the rote method. I mean, the reason we have a government like we have is because we all have our own opinions. And so I fundamentally believe that we as a nation can rebuild that, sort of that entrepreneurship spirit or the can-do spirit, and we can continue to be one of the global economic players. We don't have to be a Japanese have faded. We don't have to be some of these other countries. Now, China potentially someday could be a larger economy than us, but it doesn't mean we can't be competitive with them from day to day. So that's my attitude, and I preach it constantly.